again, and welcome back to another edition of Austin's American Flyer, where today we have a very special guest. His name is Kevin. Please, if you would, tell us a little bit about how did you get connected with American Flyer?
Okay, so I've always been in trains my entire life, ever since I can remember. My dad was real into O-gauge. He was into HO. He's still into HO and O-gauge, but primarily Lionel, O-gauge, and Mike the Train House. And I started off collecting the Lionel postwar sets, and then I kind of dabbled into HO, and then I kind of got into marks. And I was at a flea market one day, and I found there was a box of trains, and there was a Lionel 2016 that I wanted, and there were some other trains in there, and I had no idea what they were.
Okay.
So I got them home, and I took them all out, put them on the bench, and then I took them down to the O-gauge track, and I tried setting them on the rails, and I was probably 12, probably 10 years old at the time. And I was thinking, it doesn't quite fit. It looks like the other ones. And then I'm thinking, it says American Flyer. I have no idea what that is.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, it's got these weird white wheels on it. I'm like, I've never seen this before. I have no idea what I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
And I had no idea how to fix it, anything like that at the time. So we sent it away to the train store in our town here, and he fixed it. And then I got it back, and the day I got it back, it was right around Christmas time, and I probably ran it for 3 hours straight. And I was just fascinated with the choo-choo and the smoke.
Okay.
And I just took all my O-gauge and my HO and kind of put the box set up, and it was Flyer all the way.
Wow. What number of steam engine did you get?
Yep, it was a 303. It was the complete set. It has there's 303 with the 913 box car, the 911 gondola, and the 938 caboose.
Okay.
So it's a complete set, and I have the catalogs to go with it. So.
Wow. Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Wow.
And then I started. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, I want you to keep talking, but you mentioned the smoke and the choo-choo. Is that kind of what?
Yeah.
Turned the corner for you? Okay.
It was the smoke and the choo-choo that I really enjoyed. The realistic appeal to the S gauge. I liked the 2-rail track, and what really got me was I found out that all the accessories that were made, and that's what I really, really like is the accessories.
Okay.
And I got the 303. And then we started going to train shows. There's a lot. I'm from New York, so there's a big one in Syracuse and Batavia and a few others. And then I got a royal blue. A guy brought it in. I think he just dug it out of the attic. He brought it in, and I was walking around. I was really young at the time, and I asked him. I said, "What's in the box?" And he goes, "Oh, there's an old train set." And I looked in there, and it was a royal blue with the red boxcar and the green gondola and the caboose. And it was pretty rough shape. And I asked him, I said, "You want to sell it?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "How much do you want for it?" And he goes, "Give me $60." I was like, "But you take 50?" And he was like, "Okay." I was like, "Good deal." So I had that took a lot of work to get that one going. But
okay.
And that's another thing I really enjoy doing is I enjoy almost more than running them. I like taking things apart, and I like fixing them. Nice. And that's another thing that I like about Flyer is you can take them apart and you can fix them. And it's pretty simple if you know how to use a solder gun and some basic wiring.
Yeah. Wow. So, all right. So you've talked about your dad. He's kind of into the Lionel, and now his son has jumped the rails.
Yeah, right.
And left the Lionel off the side. Is going after American Flyer. And you talked about the accessories, the chuff and the chuff and the smoke. Did the accessories that you started finding with American Flyer, how did that differ from what you had experienced with Lionel?
I never really had a lot of the accessories for the Lionel. It was one of those things where I had the American Flyer, so then I got a operating water tower, and then I got the flashing lights and the coal loader. And I don't know. It's just one of those things where the heart wants what it wants, and I wanted Flyer.
All right. Man, I love it. Okay. You love repairing stuff. It sounds like you're a pretty big guy.
Yes. Yep.
And did you do this with your Lionel stuff too? I mean, obviously that was when you were a little younger, but did you repair those as well or not so much?
No, not so much. I've never taken a Lionel post-war engine apart. they're one of those things where they kind of don't die, as bad as that is to say. They kind of stay around, and the units really don't get dirty. It's kind of a different, because they're DC, so it's a lot different. They kind of just keep going. Okay. But I like taking them apart, and I like making them brand new again.
Okay. Have you found, in your experience, the Flyer is a little higher maintenance than Lionel? Is
Yes.
that kind of what I hear you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, I would say that. I would definitely agree with that.
And the post-war stuff that you had, or your experience with Lionel, was that more modern, like from the 80s, 90s kind of thing, or was it like, Lionel post-war, or don't you know?
Lionel from pre-war, actually, probably from the 20s all the way through about the 50s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I like the stuff from the 50s. I like that time era.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So, Kevin, you came onto my radar because you had approached me with an email saying you were struggling with a reverse unit, and next thing I knew, you sorted that out. So, can you talk a little bit about what happened there? Yeah.
Yeah. So I got the engine for Christmas. It was a 300, and I've always wanted one with the early style drivers. I've never had one of those.
And that's the that's the 4-piece die cast, right? With the extra linkages on the side?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. The 4-piece die cast.
Yep.
I got that, and it was pretty bad shape. All the white walls were cracked off it. The paint was pretty rough. Yeah. The drivers were bent. I put it on the tracks, and I didn't get any. It was just silent. I didn't get a buzz,
Oh, no.
So I think, okay, well, I have to go through it front to back and do a total restoration on it, which I've been wanting to do. And I was like, well, this would be a good candidate because it's pretty rough and it needs about one of everything. So I took it. So yeah. So I put the new white walls on it, got that all squared away. And then I dove into the reverse unit, which had about 50 years worth of grime on it. How they get, the drum was black and the fingers were all bent and broken.
Okay.
So I put new fingers on it, cleaned the drum, put some new wires on it that were all frayed and no good. Got all the wires attached, put on the tracks. It clicked, but it would not run.
Oh.
And then I got it to run, and it only went in reverse. And that's when I reached out to you because I was getting frustrated with it.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, well, let me dive back into this and see if I can figure it out.
Yeah.
And what the problem was the wire from the left brush on the coil.
Mm-hmm.
That goes up to the smoke box, or not. This one doesn't have a smoke box up front. It was soldered in the right spot. I took it off. I put it back on, and it worked. So I don't know why it was just one of those things where the solder joint was not connecting. Yeah. But I got it all back together. Okay. I can show it to you if you want me to go grab it real quick. It's right here.
Oh, let's do that. And
here we go.
Oh, wow, that's gorgeous.
All restored. Mine's the decals. I haven't got the decals on it yet.
But you repainted that as well, did you not?
I repainted it, right?
Wow. Well done, Kevin. That looks amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful job.
And I never repainted one before, and I had no idea what the correct paint was to use. I'm going to use gloss, but I thought that's not right. And then I was going to use semi-gloss Rust-Oleum, and I thought that's not right either. So I went to Hobby Lobby, and I was looking around, and they had Krylon semi-gloss, and that was a pretty close match to the original. So I went with that. And I was real happy with it. It's got a little shine, but it's pretty dull still. And it looks, compared to my other stuff, it looks just about right.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this engine was a lot of work.
Yes, I am with you. And did you find it a little bit nerve-wracking to be painting something and wondering how it's going to turn out, or not so much?
No, not so much, because I've experienced painting spray. Yeah, we're into tractors and military vehicles, so we do a lot of paint.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So your experience with that, awesome.
Yep. And the way I did it was I took acetone and I totally stripped all the old paint off. I got it down to just a bare bare metal because I didn't want any of the old paint showing, or I wanted to look brand new. So I stripped it down, put some good primer on it, let it sit for about a week, harden up, and then I put a few coats on, and then I started putting it back together, and the paint on the top smeared because it wasn't quite dry. So I had to take it all. I had to do it all over again, but it's good now.
Painting is just such a challenge sometimes, and yeah,
it is.
I'm not as experienced as you are, but boy, oh boy, have I had some really difficult. Yeah, like you said, you think everything's good and hard, and all of a sudden you got paint on your hands.
Yep, exactly. And then you're doing it in the wintertime and it's cold out. The spray can doesn't want to cooperate all the time, but I'm real happy with this one, how this one turned out. Oh,
you should be. That looks phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
The first whole rebuild.
Do you want to do this for other people? Would you paint other people's equipment for them?
I would, yeah. I like doing it.
All right.
Yeah, I would.
So there you go, folks. If you've got an engine you want to repaint it, here's your guy right here.
Yep.
I'll make sure that there's a contact email for him in the comments or section of this video. So if you want to get a hold of Kevin, he's your guy.
Yes, we can paint him and get him looking real good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just really impressed. And I saw a video that you posted one of the Facebook groups of it running.
Yeah.
It's like a Timex watch. It's so smooth.
It runs real nice. The only thing I don't like about it is it has it's the early style coupler. And it doesn't have the weight on it.
Right.
So I noticed things like to come uncoupled on it, which is kind of frustrating. And I don't want to put a weight on it because it's not original. But it's one of those things.
So one thing that I've seen from people much more experienced than me with link couplers is that those link couplers need to almost flop around. They need to be really loose.
Yeah.
Does yours do that? Is it real loose? Okay.
Yeah, this one is really loose, right?
Okay. Yeah, they sometimes will, the plastic will swell a little bit, and then they start to tighten up, and
it gets that white corrosion on there, and then nothing moves, and
plasticizers come out of the plastic. Yep. Wow. So do you have any other flyer projects on the horizon, or you got any train shows you're going to? What's the future look like for you for American Flyer?
Yeah. So this last Wednesday, I got on Craigslist and I found a new ad that popped up. It was only an hour old, and there was a whole assortment of trains that had just been taken out of the attic. They were fresh. That's exactly how I like them. Out of the show circuit where they haven't been tampered with. They're fresh. So I sent an email, and after work I shot up there, up to the city there where they were. And what I really wanted in there was a 322 smoke and tender Hudson. And I didn't have one of those. So that's what I wanted. It was the complete set. So I bought that, and some marks came with it, a full mark set, some Lionel, some old tin plate stuff that I didn't want, but it was the kind of thing you got to buy it all.
Right.
And
I understand.
A 300, the same style as this one came in it.
Okay.
And I don't think it was ever used. It's like brand new. It's like brand new. And I was yes. I can get that for you if you want to see it.
Well, it'd be fascinating. Yeah. Love to.
All right. So this is the Hudson that I picked up, and like you can see, the paint on it's gorgeous, and they came with the original box.
Wow.
So I was really, really happy to get this one.
Yes.
I got to put a new smoke tube in here. It's all cracked out and
dry rotted. Yep.
It's not working. But this is the Atlantic, and as you can see, that's the original paint.
Wow.
It's like brand new.
It is. Look at that. Oh my word. Yes. Did that come in the original packaging?
This one did not come in the original packaging. No, I had to, the Hudson had the original box, but what I'm working on now is I took the unit apart, and the old harness, all the wires fell off. So I ordered a new harness for it. And I got the drum all polished up. I got new fingers for the front coming. So I'll get that all wired up and get it back on the rails. This one has the smoke and the choo-choo. So
is it a 302 then?
Yes, it's a 302.
Yeah. Okay. when I saw the drawbar on there, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, that's probably a 302. Oh, good for you.
Yeah, it's a 302. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So
I've never seen a 302 in such beautiful shape.
I know, me neither. And I didn't know that the early styles like this came with the smoking choo-choo. I did not know that. So that was a surprise.
Yeah. So a little bit of history for you. The 300 came out in 46. So that, and as you know, it's got the buttons on the bottom, the brass buttons.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So that's definitely a 46. That's the first out of the box, first year they made those. And then the 302s came in 48 is my understanding. But yeah, they are awesome. I love how those run in the smoke and chuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah.
The ones that don't have the smoke and chuff, they just kind of go around, but the smoke and the chuff, they adds to it.
Yeah. And is being that one looks to have such little runtime, if any. In fact, did you do anything to clean the underside of the tender?
Yeah, I cleaned and polished it all.
Okay.
But the paint is all how it was, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's my favorite part is polishing things.
You do a good job because that is.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if what you use, but I use this stuff here. This Mother's Mag polish.
Okay. Yeah.
It works really good. If you take a Q-tip and you just put it on there, let it sit for about 15, 20 minutes and come back, it takes the stuff right off, and it's like a mirror.
Really? So
yeah, it works really nice.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Do you use it on the drive rods and such on the side of the engines as well?
I haven't used it on the side rods. It would work. I don't want to bend anything or, I try to leave that kind of stuff alone. But for pickup wheels and for the E-units, especially the drums, how those things, if those aren't perfect, you're going to have problems. And there's nothing more frustrating than putting it on the track or having it run around and it stops.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. That is very frustrating, no doubt. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Well, good for you. What great finds.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And the original box to boot. That's really.
I know, right? I know. Yeah. He threw it in there. He's like, oh, there's this box here. I was like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, neat. Yeah. And did it come with any other original boxes for the cars or?
No, it didn't.
No? Okay.
It just came with, just that one. And the interesting part on the Hudson, I put it on the rails and I didn't have to clean the E-unit on it. It just, I worked it a little bit and it came in. So I got lucky on that one. The smoke and tender, I had to take that apart and clean it all. That didn't work. But what I found was when I started driving it, when it would go around the turn, the front wheels would jump off. The front four drive wheels would come off. And the problem was the original spring underneath the two wheels in the front, the two plastic wheels in the front.
Yeah.
From the factory, it was too big and it was too strong. So when it would go around, it would push the front things off. So I took the spring out. I took a few coils out and snipped them off and put it back on. And now it glides right around the track. So I'm wondering if somebody got frustrated with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Put it away.
I'm thinking why there were some marks and Lionel in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good, man. That's a great find. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, do you have any other plans on the horizon for American Flyer or not now?
I'm trying to get a 332 Northern and a 343 switcher. Those are the two that I'm looking for. They're the only two I'm missing really from the series. I don't have all the different variations, but yeah, those are what I would like to pick up. And there's a show coming up. The next show around here is in April. So it's a ways out, but yeah. And just collecting more accessories. That's what I really like. So I want to get some more accessories. I have accessories, but not the ones I want.
Sure. Gotcha. Awesome. So Kevin, you've kind of abandoned your dad and Lionel. So what's he doing with all that?
So he still has it, but he's gotten into the American Flyer quite a bit too. He said that when he was a kid, he couldn't find Flyer and he didn't know it was a thing until I got it. And he's fallen in love with it too. And he started collecting Flyer and he's got a few engines. And he's dove head first into it, just like I have.
Awesome. So do you have this competition now when you go to shows? I saw it first. No, I did,
No, because he's kind of he's a quantity over quality kind of person. I'm more of I have this one, so I'm looking for this one and I want it with this variant,
Okay.
So I'm kind of very specific on what I'm looking for.
Okay. Oh, good. Well, man, two guys loving flyer or all things trains really is what it sounds like, right?
Right. Yep.
Hey, thanks again. And is there anything else that you'd like to tell those of us that are into flyer and 20 or 40 years older than you? What things would you like to tell us?
I would just encourage people to give it a try if they have one, and they don't, if they're a Lionel person and they have a flyer set, to set it up and see how it works and try to get themselves interested into it, because they're great, they're quality, they're fixable, and they're never going to be made again. So you gotta keep them in good shape and keep them running.
Yeah.
And I'd say that it's a nice scale and there's a lot of fun to be had with them.
Awesome. All right. Good words. I received them. Thank you. Thanks for that encouragement. All right.
Yeah, right.
Until next time. Appreciate you all stopping by today, and enjoy those trains. Take that advice from Kevin today. Keep them well serviced and maintained. And until next time, take care. God bless. We'll see you. Bye-bye.